So as we support the mission of making disciples, our pastoral councils are essential. So too are our implementation teams. Now, our implementation teams differ from our pastoral councils. And I know that in some of our parishes, the people who are on the pastoral council are also on the implementation team. We're going to get to that invitation for you at the end of this video. But let's first talk about who is on the implementation team. Then we'll talk about what they're doing and why they're doing it, right? Who's on the implementation team? Well, people who've been a part of the process. Many of the people who are on our implementation teams now have been there from the very beginning. So if you're just learning about strategic planning now, maybe you didn't even know what an implementation team was, just know people have been working with your pastor for 2 years now, and they have been helping him discern and pray and listen to the Lord, learn more about strategic planning. The people on the implementation team may be the people who have been there from the very beginning. But as we move to a new phase of strategic planning, now that we're in the implementation phase, some of the people who have been part of the implementation team may feel a call to exit and get involved in other ministries. Some may feel a call to stick around, right? They may agree to another 2 to 3 years. And if that's where you are, praise God, because you get to see the fruit of your labor now being implemented in your parish. We're recommending 4 to 8 people on an implementation team. Now, I know for some of us, that may be a larger number than you're used to. We just encourage you to do whatever God tells you to do, but we are inviting you to start with this number. Why? Because as we go through what the implementation team is going to do, our experience with our research tells us that any number larger than 8 eventually, long-term, is going to be hard to sustain in chemistry and harmony. And the last thing you want is those dynamics interfering with the mission of God. So as difficult as it might be to enter into that discernment, we would encourage our implementation teams into that discernment. Now, just like we have a special video just for our pastoral councils, we have a special set of videos just for our implementation teams to help you tackle that question. However, for the sake of this conversation, we're recommending 4 to 8. We're recommending 2 per priority. Now, let me hit pause because the word priority might be new for you. Your parish went through some listening sessions. Your implementation team has helped the pastor identify areas like adult formation, youth formation, Sunday or outreach. Now, for example, when it comes to Sunday, you might have more than one goal that is addressing Sunday. Maybe you have a goal just for preaching, and maybe you have a goal just for liturgical music. But you would want one priority that bundles those goals, like Sunday or adult formation, youth formation, or outreach. Now, your parish may have 4 priorities as we list, as the diocese is recommending. You might have less than that. You might have more than that. But whenever you look at the themes or the areas, you want 2 implementation team members for each priority. And if there are new people coming on the implementation team, it's essential that they understand what's being asked of them and where the parish is heading. And so we're excited to introduce to you today new resources on our website designed to help onboard new implementation team members, help them get the vision, help them understand their role. Critical that if we have new members on the implementation team, that they understand the big picture. Now, what are those implementation team members doing moving forward, right? Well, they're going to monitor implementation. In the past, what's been happening the last several months, in the last 2 years, is they've been learning how to discerning with the pastor what the goals might be. Now the implementation team is going to be there on the ground with the pastor, monitoring the implementation, supporting those who are in the execution, and are a liaison to the pastor. I'm going to give you some concrete commentary on all this in just a couple of seconds, but let's just kind of help you see how it works here. All right, so those 4 priorities that are there, right, of adult formation, youth formation, Sunday, and outreach in this example. Now, you might have more or less priorities, but for the sake of this example, we've got 4, right? That means we have 8 people, right, 2 per priority. There's 8 people on the implementation team in this example. Again, concrete videos just for the implementation team. If this is is new for some of you, but just giving you the big picture here. So here's the picture, right? You'd have 4 people on your implementation team working with the pastor. 2 of them would be assigned to adult formation, working with the adult formation team. 2 with youth formation, working with the youth formation team. Of course, you can see it how it goes, right? 2 on Sunday and 2 on Matthew 25. They would be assigned to have a particular interest in monitoring the implementation within their priority and to support the people who are in that ministry. Let me be very clear. The people on the implementation team are not executing ministry within their priority. In other words, the marketing team doesn't make the grapes in the vineyard. It's the people working with the grapes who need support. The people in the adult formation team are going to need the liaisons, you might say, from the implementation team to help them, right? So the people involved in ministry are supported by the implementation team. What are they doing? They're having some conversations back and forth, and they're bringing that information to the pastor and bringing the pastor's feedback back to the people. It's creating a system of collaboration, cooperation, and harmony within our parishes. Why? Well, because that binder that we created can't stay on the shelf. Every parish has goals, and we don't want those goals to stay on the shelf. We work too hard for those. That implementation team is there so that things are not overwhelming. They can bring accountability and focus to our parishes and to our pastors. So in summary, the implementation team, powerful opportunity for them to pick one ministry, to focus on helping those who are in the actual execution of the goals feel supported, have their questions answered, brainstorm with them if they have roadblocks, to be a source, a conduit of communication between them and the pastor. And if we all work together, if our implementation teams are there, then we'll hold ourselves accountable. And I think great things are going to happen as we implement the goals that God has given us.